Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Street Savvy, the podcast. I'm Jay Works, the host. I'm hoping you guys had a great afternoon. Hopefully your night be better. The weather upstate New York is going downward, folks. I see the forecast for the next 5 days. Whoa. We got some mild weather coming through. And later it gets at night, the cold is going to be. It's staying from the early 60s to the late 50s in the next coming days and afternoons, but at night it's going to be down to the mid 30s. I seen that. So, folks, make sure you bundle up when you go outside at night in the next coming days because fall is now upon us. No more nice sunny days. We had a great summer, folks. I beg to differ with you if you say you didn't. If you live upstate New York, if you're in the Eastern Hemisphere, whatever you folks like to say, you had a great summer. You had a great summer. Well, folks, we got a great show. Had some real sad news to report. The great Cicely Huston, the great vocals from church to the industry to the streets, from her great daughter Whitney Houston, and as well as Dionne Warwick, a cousin of hers, as well. And a lot of groups done sought through this woman. Cicely Huston, Whitney Houston's mom, has passed away, folks. Wow. You know what? It's a celebration. I'm going to sit here as a proud father, a husband, a brother, a businessman, a grandfather. When you have a celebrated life like this, you got to celebrate. She produced Whitney. Whitney, the great Whitney Houston, the voice we all love. But it came from this lady here. This lady here, Cicely Huston. It came from her. It came from her. Because if you do not have Whitney Houston, if you don't got Cicely Huston. So I thank you, mother, and God bless her soul for all the accolades her daughter has gave us, and as well as you, from the early 70s to the mid 80s. Just pushing your career to the side and instilling it in your daughter and letting us have her. Let us have your daughter's heart, your daughter's vocals since the early 80s to the mid 2000s. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, and hopefully you celebrated on greater pastures up there in the sky with our Father, God Almighty. Thank you, Miss Houston. God bless you. Cicely Huston has passed away today. Okay, folks, in other news, sport news, the Jets has fired a head coach after 3 long years, Robert Silas. You know, folks, in this business, any business, winning produces checks, produces accolades for you yourself, produces teaching men and women on any level, or children or boys and girls on any level. Winning is the key to success. Robert Salas didn't have that success with the Jets. They fired him today after a winning record of 20-36. Some would say, allegedly, quote unquote, he didn't get along with his newly quarterback, and I will not say on the show. He didn't get along, and they needed other help. They needed a wide receiver. They needed other things. You know, the defense. He was a defensive coach, allegedly. Hopefully, he landed another job. Good luck, buddy. In other news, world news, I watched last night, folks, in the last couple of nights. Iran has been attacking Israel with hundreds of missiles. In the daytime, at night, you name it. They've been bombing. They've been going through it over the overseas. It's unprecedented what's going on. And my heart goes out to the men, women, and children that's in between this religious war, which allegedly I don't understand. And I don't know if you guys do out there. But I hope it'll be a peace treaty real soon. I seen it with my own eyes from the television network. Those bombs are just coming rapidly. And you hear the kids screaming, women and men screaming. They looking from afar, looking from their rooftop, seeing them missiles come through there, rip through the streets. It's just not good, folks. Hopefully it be some peace talk and it be some ceasefire. Okay, folks. We're gonna get along. We're gonna move along with some encouraging words. Right? Today's show is vague on what if you had a support bracket like the Serena sisters. They had their dad to tell them right from wrong, how to swing that bracket, tennis bracket, right to left, how to stop, how to overhead, you name it, how to volley, all of that. Ages of 6 and 7, Serena and Venus. And it was very successful. Serena won plenty of champions, and Venus did too as well. I think they're one of the most talented duels that tennis ever going to see, and if not the only, besides for the McEnroe brothers. What about Michael Jordan? What was striving Mike? Who pushed Mike? Was it his brothers? Was it his dad? Was his motivation to just win at all costs? What if you had that drive? What about Mike Tyson? The great Mike Tyson, the early 80s Mike Tyson, the 7-year run Mike Tyson had on the boxing industry. This kid from the Cascades, that custom motto adopted and breathed the way of boxing. Left, right jab, stick jab, feint jab, uppercut. Footwork. The hand-eye coordination that it takes to be a great boxer who Mike Tyson is. The physical and mental mass that he established in that body of a man of a temple of the great Mike Tyson. What if we had that drive behind? I tell you, folks, what about little Michael Jackson, 1963 Michael Jackson? How Joe had a vision of all his boys and daughters as well to be this super family group. No outside, no childhood. To be this world great specimen of a talent. To be the king of everything he put his hand, everything Mike touched from the early 70s to the mid 2000s. It captured all the eyes. I know me. I'm going to tell you, I love me some Michael Jackson. I love me some Michael Jackson. I love me some Mike. I don't give a crap where Mike at, where he sang at, how he do, how he dance. I love me some Michael Jackson. Listen. But what I'm trying to tell you is, folks, the motivation behind Mike was Joe. And Mike willing to listen. I don't know if he had a choice or not, allegedly, but Mike became great. What about the great Magic Johnson? Magic soared through the basketball world with his passes, no-look passes, 6'9" guard, 6'10", coming through the hoop, college, 79, title, Michigan State, on to L.A., Kareem goes down in the 80s, early 80s, he pick up the slack, win a championship, Rookie of the Year MVP. Who motivated him? Who was behind Irvin Magic Johnson to be a billionaire he is today? L.A., Dodgers, Sony's theaters, Starbucks, housing developments in L.A., and so forth and so forth. Creative of talent. And then you would say, wow, what about the great, the number one only golfer in the world that you would ever say Woods behind? Tiger Woods. Tiger Eldridge Wood. His dad. His dad was a push of that foundation for him to keep motivating himself since he was the age of 4 years old. When he picked up that putter, and that driver, It was no stopping this kid. And now he's doing the same with his kid. And one more, and just to name a few, because I'm gonna really push this combo. Shaquille O'Neal, the great Shaq attack. Shaq had a stepfather who adopted him, a military man. And he always say this, without this man, he'd be nowhere today. Because this man motivated him from folding his clothes, folding his socks, washing his dirty clothes, cooking and cleaning, respecting himself and other people. This man was a cool, real general. This man was respected from Shaq from head to toe. With his militant attitude, yes sir, yes ma'am, no matter who you are, where you at, Shaquille O'Neal, and well as his mom, had that push. So folks, I said these star names too because a lot of us look up to these folks, and we all know these folks had great careers and they didn't come from silver spoons. They came from really good work ethics and driving to a child when a child needs to be a child. When a child needs to be around other children. Some of our childhood stars didn't have that opportunity. They had to work. They had to practice. They had to understand what it is to have a goal to get from a parent to a child. To motivate our whole home. You are the one. You are the chosen one. I tell you folks, I had a lot of free time on my hands. I wanted to be all those in one. I wanted to be a great dancer. I wanted to be a great singer. My teenage years, I loved it, Bobby Brown. He was someone that I just wanted to mimic. I wanted to win at all costs because of this man, Michael Jackson, James Brown, Jim Rice. Yeah, baseball. I'm a black baseball player who picked up early. My father put me in Little League, and I ain't looked back. I'm a baseball rat. I'm a baseball, how you say it, a baseball student. If you know me from Boston, Mass, from the ages of 9 and 10, I played with the 10 and up. From 10 and up, I played with grown men. I was snatch catching balls in the outfield. I always swung for the fences, always swung through the ball. Always wanted to know everything about baseball more than anyone. I had a childhood friend. His name was Jason Collins. Shout out to Jason Collins. Jason played two childhood friends, Ricky Lambright and Jason Collins. They played all sports in my neighborhood when I was a kid in Roxbury. And Jason played baseball, football, basketball. Ricky played baseball, football, basketball. Ricky went up playing high school, college, collegiate. Jason Collins, his career was cut short about violence in the neighborhood. And he still represented sports. Still a great sports mind. But as I'm trying to tell you is, folks, I was just competitive as those two guys. Those are the only two guys I looked at as, okay, I can play better than them. No matter what it was. No matter what it was. And it was other guys. D. Jones. Shout out to Dana Jones. He was very talented in every sport. I never seen him play baseball, but he was talented. Especially in football and basketball. Sammy Surser. Slice, shout out to you, baby. Man, the man scored 72 in a pickup game. First dude I ever see do that in Orchard Park. 72. Yeah. And we went to East Boston High, man. Best high school in the country. Shout out to East Boston. But if you ask these guys about Jay Works, man, I was a sports fanatic, man. And baseball is my best sport. But my dad didn't have the time to push me or the finances to push me to where I need to be as a child, because there was 6 other ones in the house. And you would say, what would you be, Jay? And I got the opportunities years later. God provided me. I tried out with a guy called Logan White. Today he's San Diego Padres head of players personnel scout and division. When I met him in the Boston winter meetings in 2000. I say 2000, the year 2000, 2001, 2000. The winter meetings in Boston. And we was talking in the elevator. I was doing security in the hotel. I told him I played ball. He offered me to a tryout. At the time, he was a scout of the Baltimore Orioles. He got a new job going to the LA Dodgers. And I was going to be the guy. I was going to be a guy, single guy, one guy. And I went in a trainer. Every place that had a practice baseball facility, you could hit balls with the net or with a pitching machine, I was there swinging. I worked at the Fleet Center. I practiced in the Fleet Center. I told all my friends who would believe in me, because I always talk that mess, and I can back it up too when it came to baseball. That was my opportunity. And in February 2001, I met up with Logan White at Harvard Law School. Harvard Law School baseball field. And my tryout went not like I wanted. He tested me on the 40-40. I ran the 4.7. He tested me on a 100-yard dash. I did fair good with that. He tested me on junk pitches. Split finger, curveball, slider, fork pitch. You name it. He tested me on it. He tested me on the fastball. I did pretty good, I thought. And he gave me a sign-on card. And he said he'd get back to me. And that was my history. That was my little thing of getting into sports, trying out for pro sports. So that's the story with that. But if I was pushed, like some of our great people, like the Williams sisters, Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson, maybe I'd be somewhere different. But it's what God had for me planned, and I have no regrets. What I got in my mind is to really teach the things I learned, and I can teach a youngster, boy or girl, men or women, how to play the sport, how to learn the business, and how to conduct yourself. Yes, I think if you want something, you need to have somebody inspiring to get you there with you. I have a son here. My son is 5'11", 6 feet listed, 230 pounds, don't want to play sports. He tells me, Dad, I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to hurt nobody. And every recruiter I know wants my son to play in the front line, wants him to play basketball. And he's only 14 years old. He's only going to get bigger. But I support him every which way. Now, should I push him? Some would say, yeah, man, push him. That's a check. It's not about the check, man. It's about the education my son gets from being him and the growth from being who he wants to be. I'm going to support him every which way. And what I would say, if you do that to your child, well, that's my honest opinion. That's what I'll do for mine. Because I want mine to have these great attributes to understand if he got them, display them, show them, but also respect it and know who you are. So to end that is, folks, trust in you, believe in you, always reach for the sky, never give up, and never stop hoping and believing in you and God's relationship. You can conquer the world if you put your mind to it. You can go out and climb Mount Everest. That's if you want to, because people have done it. You can go out and say, hi, Mr. Works. First step is respecting yourself. And then you're going to respect others. So until my next show, my next podcast, I'm Jay Works. This is Street Savvy, the podcast. Folks, keep tuning in to us 5 p.m. afternoons, 8 p.m. at night, and sometimes 7 a.m. in the mornings. This is Street Savvy, the podcast. The real news, the face that knows the most. No shunning, no disrespecting, but speaking the truth. God bless.